after a year of job hunting, nothing. I'm never gonna live here again. Oh my god, school is so tiring. A brand new visa came out. やっほー、エビです。今日は初のメイクと質問コーナーの動画をしていきたいと思います。That's it for the Japanese. I do feel like I need to start to use more Japanese in my videos here and there because I feel like you speak your native language, but if you talk in front of a camera, it's like, I don't know what to say. It probably seems like I don't speak Japanese. I mean, I get by only speaking Japanese. I need to stop telling people that I'm not fluent in Japanese. Like, I'm not fluent, but I have JLPT N2. Okay, anyway. I think I need a squat for this, but let me quickly show you this bag that I got. I got it sent from Teddy Blake. Don't you think the design is so cute? So it's made out of Italian leather and they make it from like the same factories that make a lot of other luxury brands goods. I wanted to show you, it's like the perfect size to fit like my wallet, my camera, even my tripod fits in here. AirPods, what else, lip gloss, my bills I need to pay, my eco bag. Right now there's a huge sale going on and you can get like $30 off with my code. It's not an affiliate link or anything, so yeah, just letting you guys know. Hello, my name is Ebby. Today I'm talking about how I moved to Japan, why I moved to Japan, just answering all these general questions because I feel like I haven't really introduced myself besides a video like a long time ago. Today I thought I'd do it while I get ready. Doing so many new things at once. Okay, I'm gonna prep my skin with the Max Fix Plus. I just happen to like the coconut one. For my base, I like to use Charlotte Tilbury and NARS Tinted Moisturizer and just like mix in a little bit. I'm gonna start off with why did I move to Japan? Or like how did I get here? Why am I living in Japan? It probably seems like living in Japan has always been my dream, but not really. I lived out my dream of living in Japan when I studied abroad here. I went to Jochi Daigaku, aka Sophia, for 1 semester, and I thought I was done with Japan after that. I was like, alright, I'm never gonna live here again. I've already lived my Japan life. Kind of felt like the pressures of living in Japan enough from just that 1 semester. But, you know, COVID happened, which means God had other plans for me. I really wanted to live in London, but after many things happened, it just didn't seem suitable anymore. My backup plan was then Sydney. No, actually, I had a phase where I wanted to study in Taiwan and live there and learn Chinese. That didn't work out. So then my third backup was Sydney. And then my fourth backup was Tokyo. You know, I was really like at my end. No, like I needed to get out of Perth because nothing was going right for me. I'm from Perth, Western Australia, by the way. Oh my god, this video is definitely gonna be all over the place. I'm sorry. So I graduated during COVID, right? And my only dream for after school was like to get a job straight out of school because job hunting just seemed like a nightmare, and guess what? I ended up doing it for way too long. Job hunting was really hard in Perth, especially because I wanted to work in marketing and social media, and it just doesn't exist in my hometown. Next, I'm gonna go in with concealer, Too Faced. So life was not moving anywhere in Perth and I had to move, and my options were pretty slim, right? I can't just like move to America or move to London. So I kind of looked at what my peers were doing, and a lot of my uni friends were living abroad. They were working in jobs that required a second language, and that's when I was like, oh, I've been studying Japanese for a really long time. How about I utilize that to find a job in Japan? And I would definitely rather live in Tokyo than Sydney, so that's when I started embarking on my okay, I want to live in Japan saga. So yes, I had been studying Japanese since I was a kid, like very casually. Oh my gosh, it's so cringe, or like I feel embarrassed when I tell people I've been studying Japanese for over a decade, because technically I have, like on and off. I started when I was 12. I was doing Kumon when I first started, and then I moved to a high school that allowed me to learn it at high school. Honestly, my whole educational career has always been like my backup subject. We had maths and physics, but Japanese was the one subject that could make me happy because it's fun to study something that you're like kind of good at, and the basics of Japanese is quite easy, right? And then I went to a university that like encouraged taking broadening units, so I was studying engineering, and then I had to take some other units that were like unrelated to maths, physics, and all engineering stuff. And I was like, maybe Japanese. And then the final thing that made me actually pursue Japanese was I wanted to study abroad in America. Oh my gosh, I was still in my America phase. Rejected from all the schools that I applied to. And so I was like, alright, I got rejected from all my schools. I want to study abroad. What are my choices? And I guess Japan was the only other place I wanted to go to. This is why it's so hard to tell people when people ask me, why did you study Japanese for so long? Like, I really don't know. It just happened to me. And I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I don't think it would be fair to say that I've been studying Japanese like non-stop for like 10 years. Okay, going in with contour. I feel like I also forgot to say my kikkake. What was like the thing that made me start learning Japanese? I have family that live in Japan, and so as a kid I would often come to Japan on holiday. So instead of going back to Indonesia, because my parents are from Indonesia, we would prefer to go to Japan. My first introduction to Japan was that they had Disneyland and Disney Sea. So also my sister had started studying Japanese first, and yeah, I just copied her. I was like, yeah, I want to learn it, why not? Because in Australia as a kid you honestly don't really learn much. You don't get homework at all, and I was always like kind of a nerd. So I did English kumon, I did maths kumon, and then after when I was finished with English I was like, you know what, I'll do Japanese. So yeah, my reason for learning Japanese is kind of strange. It kind of fell into my lap. So next is, how did I move to Japan? The easiest way to move to Japan is pretty much like working holiday visa or student visa. I knew I needed to brush up on my Japanese because when I moved to Japan I had N3 qualification, which is not really good enough. You kind of need N2 to get a job here. So I decided to go to language school, and I previously did language school in China for 3 weeks, and it was like literally the best 3 weeks of my life. Can't say the same about Japanese language school. I went on Gogo Nihon. I didn't use their service. I just went on the website to look at the Japanese schools, and then I applied myself directly to the school. They're never gonna sponsor me after this. Yeah, so if you're looking for a Japanese school, I recommend you to do that, because then you can kind of compare the curriculums. The school that I chose, I'm not gonna say just because I don't want to say. The reason that I chose them was because they were the only school that was ready to enroll me at the time. So I was feeling like I want to move to Japan in January, filling out the application and everything in March, and I was there in July. So that's pretty fast, right, to make like a huge life decision. It wasn't really like I picked the best school or anything. A year studying there, I went from N3, like I had not studied Japanese for maybe 5 years, so I revised myself for a bit and then I went to N2, so I'm very grateful for that. School did its job, but oh my god, school was so tiring. Like every day 3 hours starting at 9 AM. Oh my gosh. I only made one video about going to school, and it was because it was a COVID video. You're not allowed to film at school, but even that was tiring. Like I think you can tell in the video I'm like sick of it. But yeah, I'm so glad that phase is over. And so you might be thinking, how are you still, what are you doing in Japan if you finished school? So yeah, I have finished school. I finished it in September. Now it is January. So what have I been doing the last few months? I've been job hunting and freelancing. So to be honest, I've been job hunting the whole time that I was in Japan. Powder. This is the Charlotte Tilbury finishing powder. I love it. And after a year of job hunting, nothing. I ended up continuing freelancing. I helped people make short form video content on Instagram, mainly Instagram, and then like a bit of TikTok and YouTube as well. Then I found one client that seemed promising. They kind of said that I'll have a probation for 3 months, and if it goes well then I can move on to full-time and they can sponsor me a visa, which is what I wanted. But time was cutting short and I got super lucky. A brand new visa came out last year and I was lucky enough to be eligible for it. It's called the J-Find visa, and that's what I'm on right now. Okay, let's go for blush. I'm using the NARS Orgasm. Okay, so yeah, the J-Find visa, basically it is for anyone who graduated in the last 5 years from one of the top 100 universities in the world. And that's it. It's so good, and I'm so lucky because University of Sydney counts as that, counts as one of those universities. I have no restrictions on work. I can work up to full-time, but they're only expecting me to job hunt, so it's kind of called a job hunting visa. It lasts for 2 years overall, but right now I only have it for 1 year. I have it until like August this year, and if I still need it I can extend it for another year, which is so cool. Like I basically have 2 years in Japan. I can do whatever I want, and so that's why I'm kind of chilling out on the job hunting. I'm freelancing a little bit, but that one client that I was kind of hoping to get a visa from, it kind of fell through. They not fired everyone in the company, but low-key they did that. I don't want to talk about them anymore, but this is my Huda Beauty Rose Quartz. Okay, next I'll talk about what are my plans moving forwards. I do feel like I literally just moved here. A lot of Japanese companies require so much that I don't think I can commit. So I am being picky while I job hunt. But the good thing is my camera died. I hope I introduced myself well and told a little bit of my story, and maybe it opened your possibilities and made you consider moving here. In regards to apartment questions, I think I will gather everything that I can and put it in one video. I wanted to do this when I just moved, but I was so overwhelmed with the process. Like there were days when I was just like crying because it was so rough, even though I had the help that I had. So yeah, maybe I should compile all that together. I am active on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere else on the internet pretty much. I'll put all my links below. And thanks for watching as always. 最後まで見てくれてありがとうございます。じゃあね。Why am I doing a bro fist?